Hi, Vaibhav. Thank you for coming. My first question to you would be, how did you experience today's workshop?
Yeah, it was great experience for me, and learning more about the fuel ecosystem and how Rust can be extended to multiple possibilities in EVM ecosystem as well. Is a great opportunity for every builder out there.
Have you been building on other chains?
Yeah, so I have experience with Solidity and largely Ethereum, Polygon, and I've also been building on Solana. I built on Solana last year.
Like everything. So what do you think is the main differentiator of Fuel?
Well, the speed. Speed is amazing. So the ability to go ahead and decide the throughput, the transactions per second. So yes, the speed and like so far I've never seen it break down in terms of there has been no mainnet issues, no downtimes. So yeah, that's great. That's great.
Interesting. Thank you so much for sharing. And what is your product about?
Yeah, so we are building a digital identity on top of browsing history. So what we're doing, what we're going ahead and saying is that your browsing history is essentially your digital identity on the internet. And this identity can be used to go ahead and communicate with different apps. It can go ahead and communicate with it works as a Web3 social platform. So we are saying that the browsing history of an individual is what he consumes on the internet. And what he consumes on the internet is what he is, but it needs to be done in a way that the privacy is not violated.
How did you come up with the idea?
I was looking at my transaction history, and every time the way people were speaking about blockchain and how revolutionary Web3 is, they meant that every data interaction would be in blockchain. That is the end goal. So why not bring both of these together? Why not bring the transaction history and the data consumption patterns together and closer? And that's how we came up with it.
And how we can help you to make sure that you are succeeding in building your project?
Well, the hardest part of building in consumer dApps is adoption. And so the way we look at it is like, how do we go ahead and ensure that there is community support in terms of getting the right GTM? And I think that's going to be exciting with Fuel. And I hope Fuel ecosystem not just provides a great developer experience, but also the right GTM for different products based on verticals.
What are the main challenges are you currently facing?
The main challenge is, again, as I said, GTM is the biggest challenge. The other challenge, obviously, is that composability. How do we think of composability? So when you go ahead and look at blockchain ecosystems or building in blockchain, you need to think of composability very different from Web 2. And so whether you build an end-to-end app or whether you build different blocks which can individually be different apps and then just put them together and showcase it, give it to your users. So how do you think of your dApp is quite a big challenge.
And what is the possible solution for that?
Well, so the thing is, the best way to look at it would be that you force dApp developers to build in blocks. Because if you force the dApp developers to build in blocks, then it makes it open source, composable, and can be used by other dApp developers as well. So right now, the functionality of what we are building already exists, but because the people who were building it before did not think of building it in blocks or in composable units, we can't use it. And same goes for like us as well. And right now, when we are building our app, we are still thinking of building end-to-end application which serves users instead of building blocks. So yeah, building blocks should be prioritized.
And when you finish your building your product, so what do you think would be the value for the consumer and value?
Yeah, so the product's very simple. So let's just say that I want to go ahead and search for people who are attending or building on Fuel ecosystem, as well as who have visited, say, Istanbul or DevConnect websites, right? And I can just look up in a text box at people who are attending Istanbul, and it will be all anonymous. But based on their browsing history, you can index whether they have built on Fuel ecosystem and they have visited devconnect.org. So you can list that out, and you can send them a message. So this becomes a great outreach tool for not only for organizations but to people as well.
Understood. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So bringing more value to your consumers. That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you.